We're back with more SVG Sports Tech On Demand with the latest technological innovations this spring season. I am here with Art Raymond, founder and chief customer officer at Levels Beyond. Art, where are you coming from, and is everybody safe and healthy out there right now?
Yeah. It's the message is probably more about are you safe and healthy where you are in New York? But Denver is doing pretty well. I mean, people are distancing out and about, only doing what they need to do, and the growth rate has been pretty slow. So,
Good to hear.
for us, it's safe. And then we certainly, our thoughts and prayers are out to you guys in New York. We're on the phone with people every day, and
Yep.
you are going through a different challenge. So hang
Well,
in there.
we're all in it together, no matter where we are. But we want to give you guys a chance to talk a little bit about Reach Engine. Obviously, Levels Beyond has been behind Reach Engine, one of the more prominent media orchestration platforms in the industry. Any new developments, big customer wins, or anything along those lines in the Reach Engine ecosystem right now?
Yeah. Well, we've always been hybrid, right? So you could always go with an on-prem, a cloud, or both. And the press that we've put on of late has been taking our orchestration tools and managing all of that better. And it not deliberately, but it turned out to be maybe the right thing at the right time. I mean, I was sharing, we had a client with a major marketing organization for a studio that typically doesn't let us talk too much, although they'll talk about us. But they actually moved their complete marketing organization over a weekend
Wow.
out to the cloud. And some of the sports organizations, that we're working on with you guys, that we meet so often through the events with you, same kind of thing, right? Just major changes. Our engineering work right now is all about cloud. It's all about distributed architecture. We're working very hard with storage partners and one particular storage partner on, multi-site, multi-store. How do you go to the cloud, but when you have lots of high-res content, that egress can be expensive?
Of course.
How do you basically get all the advantages of the cloud and avoid those expenses and things like that? So we're working on a lot of things like that, and and going forward pretty positively in those areas. And
Right.
in the sports space, that's really important. Probably no more important than now.
Yeah. I mean, so, what do you expect to come? I mean, at some point we are going to come out the other end of this, but let's be honest, the industry is not going to be the same. It'll be very different. Workflows and mindsets will be very different. So how does Levels Beyond and Reach Engine play into some of those, like you were talking about, remote workflows, multi-site workflows, hybrid workflows?
Yeah. Thanks. That's a great question. We were working on some projects that, again, serendipity more than brilliance, right? None of us could see this thing coming. But, one of those with, arguably the most prominent league in this country it was all about taking their content operation and different phases of that operation in a pipeline. And what I mean is, like, we were consolidating the league content. So you got this big master library that's growing, and it was bringing in, during the peak of a season, 5,000 shows a week. So good stuff, right?
Mhm.
Then we were working on bringing the teams on board as part of a pipeline. How do you share content amongst you? And then even more aggressively moving players into a pipeline as part of the flow, and helping them become influencers, and not just, I'm doing my own thing, I'm just a star and I'm out there, but actually participating in planned, media,
Yeah.
and being part of this pipeline flow and everything else. And in the last weeks, that only became more of a need, more of a change. And they're about the only league I know that's really going that aggressive into building those out as services, orchestrating those services so that they really are a fluid organization and going after those types of plays. I think that's going to become a baseline, right? So, like, right now, we all go to ESPN just to see, what are they doing, and how's it going? And or to any of the sports networks, right, or any of the sports channels. And you guys actually featured some great stories, on, like, Yes, where they were doing some great things on Zoom interviewing players. And then, Curry did his thing with Fauci, and he had
Right.
huge, following on that, right? And that's great as independent things, but I actually think that the regional opportunity, for a sports team to have a positive impact, even to just uplift the community right now. And a lot of the sports athletes, many of them are very dynamic, and more than just athletes, they're amazing personalities, right? That they can really help. And I think everyone's recognizing that, and that, there's more to life than just being that star, and that the influencer world is real. And so how do you build that out? And that's becoming a new foundation, and
Yeah.
a big press for us, right? It's a good play because of our, multi-site, multi-cloud, able to deal with hybrid. It's a good position for us to be in. And now we kind of look to using it more for good, but eventually, you want to use it for driving audience and driving relationships.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, things are going to change and people are going to have to pivot. Is there one strategy or requirement set that you think that is sort of most apt to escalate now with this situation that's happening, and as we come out of it for sports production and media production at large?
Yeah, I think hybrid. You've got to be aggressive about a cloud strategy, but you have to be aggressive about the infrastructure you have and the tools you have. So I think a hybrid solution is going to drive organizations pretty heavily. And the craziest thing, right? We've been bounding around in this orchestration space. We think too long, right? We entered the market too early, and we believed orchestration was the answer. But I think now we actually have people calling us up, going, "I need an orchestration platform."
Right.
That is brand new. That never happened. Usually they call us up and go, "I need a man in a dam." And they find out that we are much, much more. But now they're calling up going, no, I need an orchestration platform, and we hear you guys are it. So that's a big change,
Yeah, no question.
And sadly, it's partially due to the pressures we're under.
Right.
But, it's also about the market that we're in, and it's changing as well. So
Well, we'll see how the next few months progress. Obviously, we're sending all of our positive thoughts to the entire Levels Beyond team. Hope everybody stays safe, stays healthy. And Art, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise. And to you guys as well. I can't wait to be back in New York with you all, because it just speaks to that we're on our feet again.
Let's hope so. Hopefully sooner than later. And
All
stay
right.
tuned for more SVG Sports Tech On Demand at sportsvideo.org and the SVG YouTube channel.